Part of training in the police academy requires a trainee officer to be attached to a precinct for a month, shadowing seasoned officers to understand the reality of operational duties. What you're about to hear is the most eerie encounter I had back when I was a police officer. This is my story. I was already a confirmed officer, patrolling with my partner in the FRC-11, a fast response car. That night, we had a trainee with us, a rookie, eager but untested. It was around 3 a.m. when we merged onto the PI, which was the Pan Island Expressway, heading to meet another patrol unit for a roadblock. The expressway was nearly deserted, just the glow of our headlights slicing through the darkness. My partner tapped on my shoulder and gestured toward the opposite lane. About 150 meters ahead, a woman in a red dress walked directly in the middle of the road. There was something unsettling about her slow, deliberate steps. Driving on the expressway wasn't illegal, but walking in the middle of it was. So we made a U-turn at the nearest exit, intending to stop and remove her from harm's way. But when we reached the spot she had been, she was gone and nowhere to be found. I rolled down my window, scanning the surroundings. That's when the scent hit us. Fresh flowers, heavy, fragrant, cloying. But there were no trees, no bushes, no gardens. It came from out of nowhere. We exchanged uneasy glances. There's a belief, when the scent of flowers appears with no source, a spirit lingers nearby. With nothing else to be done, we continued to the roadblock, brushing off the unease. The night carried on. By 4 a.m., we were wrapping up when I overheard a fellow officer requesting relief. He had been standing by a crime scene since 2 a.m., an apparent suicide. A woman had jumped from a high-rise building about 1.5 kilometers from where we had seen the lady in red. A morbid idea had struck me. The trainee had yet experienced anything truly unsettling. My partner and I, hardened from years on duty, decided to bring him along to test his resolve. Upon arrival, the scene was grim. The body was covered with newspapers, a common practice back then. I noticed the victim was a woman. The wind shifted, lifting the edge of the paper just enough to catch a glimpse of the fabric beneath. Red. A gnawing feeling clawed at my gut. I peeled back the newspaper. My breath hitches. The lifeless face beneath. It was her, the woman from the expressway. The same red dress. My partner stiffened beside me, his voice hoarse. That's her. We definitely saw her. I turned to the officer guarding the scene. When did this happen? 1:30 a.m. he responds. I've been here since 2. We had seen her at 3. The Chinese believe that when a spirit takes their own life wearing red, they return as a vengeful spirit. I didn't believe in ghosts, not then. But as I looked at the pale, motionless form for me, I felt something staring back. And I knew we had not been alone on that road. It was August 1993, the Hungry Ghost Month, the time when the Chinese believe the gates of hell open, allowing spirits to roam the earth. It was on this night shift again, this time with a special constable, a national serviceman conscripted into the force. We patrolled near a complex when ops radioed in. Complainant reports seeing a headless body floating outside our kitchen. I exchanged looks with my partner. What the hell do they expect us to do? Arrest the spirit for loitering? But orders were orders. When we arrived, a pale, trembling woman in her mid-20s opened the door, She barely spoke, only gesturing toward the kitchen with wide, terrified eyes. My partner stayed back to take her statement while I stepped inside. The air was thick, oppressive. I flipped the kitchen light switch, but nothing. Pulled out my flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness. Outside the window was nothing but empty space. She lived on the 10th floor, but then my eyes drifted downward. Something red. A shape swayed in the branches of a tree far below. A gust of wind carried the unmistakable scent of flowers. My breath turned shallow. The hair on my arms stood on end. I forced myself to turn away, feigning ignorance. All clear. Returning to the living room, I questioned the woman. She had moved into the unit a month ago, her boyfriend away on business. Strange things had been happening, she admitted. Uneasy feelings, whispers in the night, and the smell of flowers at odd hours. I knew she wasn't lying. I also knew we were staying until dawn, not because protocol demanded it, but because we were not alone. This story stands out to me. It's rare to hear about the encounters from within China's police force, making it more unique. The events surrounding the officer make you wonder, did the spirit follow him throughout his career without him ever realizing it? Stories like these intrigue me the most because I've often pondered curses and the afterlife. Hearing such accounts always sends a chill down my spine. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It really helps the channel grow. If you're not subscribed yet and want to support the channel, a follow would greatly be appreciated. And if you have a story you'd like narrated, drop a comment down below. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.